Good morning, everyone. Will the Housing Land Use Committee meeting of January 5th, 2026, please come to order. It is 9:03 a.m. Hold on. I'm the chair of this committee, Nohelani Uuhajins. Members, in accordance with the Sunshine Law, please identify by name who, if anyone, is in the room, vehicle, workspace with you today. Minors do not need to be identified. Committee Vice Chair Kawanoi Batangan is excused. So we'll say good morning to Councilmember Tom Cook.
Good morning, Chair. There's nobody in the key office currently for testimony, but we have staff there and look forward to the meeting.
Thank you. Member Gabe Johnson is excused as well, so we'll say good morning to Council Chair Alice Lee.
Osio from Oklahoma, the Cherokee Nation, and I'm here in my home workspace alone, looking forward to your meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you say that again? O-C-U?
Osio.
Osio. Okay, Osio. Osio, Member Paulton? Good morning.
Aloha kakayaka and osio kako.
Councilmember Rollins Fernandez, I don't see online yet. She will hopefully be with us shortly.
Aloha kakayaka, Chair.
Aloha.
I'll get my video on in just a second.
Perfect.
I'm at my private residence alone here, and there are currently no testifiers at the Molokai District Office. Mahalo, Chair.
Thank you. Osio to Member Senensi.
Aloha kakayaka, Chair, and Otsio Kako here at my home office. I'm here by myself, and there are no testifiers in Hana, Chair.
Thank you very much. And Councilmember Sugimura is excused from administration. Today we have Director of Housing, Remy Mitchell. We have Deputy Corporation Counsels, maybe Desjardins and Uilani Goods. We also have with us our HLU committee staff, and good morning, everyone. We have before us today just one item on our agenda, Bill 14, 2026. Last year, the Council passed Bill 40, CD1, 2025, which is now designated as Ordinance 5875, to make various changes to the county's residential workforce housing policy. One change gave the county the second priority to purchase units after the waitlist has been exhausted for all residents. Before the bill passed first reading, Councilmember Kama introduced these amendments to further clarify the order of the priorities, residents first and the county then non-residents. The council did not approve those amendments. She tried to do those on the floor, and I think it created a little bit of confusion, but we're here now to fix those up. We've introduced Bill 14 and scheduled it today so we can further discuss and consider clarifying the priority order. Bill 14 also reinserts requirements for documents verifying the sale of workforce housing units, which were inadvertently omitted from Ordinance 5875, and to accept the county from the requirements. Again, we have with us Director of Housing, who said he has no opening comments unless you've changed your mind. No minds have been changed. Do we have any testifiers?
Chair, there's currently no one.
Okay, as he's walking down, I'll read what I need to say. Testifiers wanting to provide testimony should sign up in the lobby, join on the online meeting via Teams link, or call into the phone number noted on today's agenda. Written testimony is encouraged and can be submitted via the e-comment link at mauicounty.us/agendas as well. For individuals wishing to testify via Teams, please raise your hand by clicking on the raise your hand button. If calling in, please follow the prompts via phone. Star 5 to raise and lower your hand, star 6 to mute and unmute. Staff will add names to the testifier list in the order the testifier sign up or raise their hands. For those on Teams, staff will lower your hand once your name is added. The staff will then call your name you're logged in under or the last 4 digits of your phone number when it is your turn to testify. At that time, staff will also enable your microphone and video. Please ensure your name appears in Microsoft Teams as a name you prefer to be referred as, or as anonymous if you wish to testify anonymously. If you are in person, please notify staff that you would like to testify anonymously. Otherwise, please state your name for the record at the beginning of your testimony. Oral testimony is limited to 3 minutes. If you're still testifying beyond that time, I will kindly ask you to complete your testimony. Once you're done testifying or you do not wish to testify, you can also view the meeting on Akaku Channel 53, Facebook Live, or MauiCounty.us/agendas. agendas. We will do our best to take up each person in orderly fashion, and now the first testifier is able to testify. Go ahead, Mr. Law.
Oh, I wish you could say that in Hawaiian, Chair. Luna ho'omolu nohelani. My name is J.C. Law, Kulauka Waikoa Ahupua'a. And I would like to thank the people in the Council Services Office because they got it, the agendas are getting better every time. I'm happy to see Mr. Cook's here because this is an easy one to say, Mr. Cook. Oh, sorry, no, Ilana, I'm not supposed to talk with him. E ho'ololi ana I ka apana 2.96.090 ka papa kana vai o ke kalana o Maui. E pili ana I ke kaina koho no ka hale ho'ohale li mahana e ku ai ia mai. That's residential workforce housing. And that's right up Mr. Cook's alley. Oh, and thank you. I reserve the rest of my time for the Hawaiian people.
Thank you. Staff, do we have anybody else signed up to testify?
No, Chair. Proceeding with last call. If anyone in the audience or on Teams would like to testify, please come up to the mic and begin your testimony or use the raise your hand function on Teams. I'll provide a brief countdown. 3, 2, 1. Chair, seeing no one has indicated they wish to testify.
Thank you. Members, seeing there are no other individuals wishing to testify without objection, I would now close oral testimony. Thank you. Written testimony will continue to be accepted. We're going to go straight into discussion. I will implement a 3-minute discussion period, so please ask your questions. Director Mitchell is here. I'm here. I will do my best. So if anybody has questions, please raise your hand. Member Paulton.
Thank you. Just for the record, I just wanted to double check Mr. Mitchell is okay with this verbiage and intent.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Member Paulton, for the question. Yes, the Department of Housing is fine with the language of the bill.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Members, any other questions? I think it's quite straightforward. It does reorganize and solidify the priority list. Member Cook.
Thank you. So, Director Mitchell, how is the county set up for participating and tracking as far as the different 90-day, the variance between the initial offer and the AMI category that qualified for it? And if it doesn't sell in that long amount of time, then it shifts to another one. If it doesn't, then there's another 90 days, shifts to another one, and the county has the opportunity to purchase it if nobody else does. I mean, just, this is paraphrasing it. So how are we for mapping that?
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Member Cook, for the question. The way that works, Member Cook, is the department works closely with the developer. The developer is obviously incentivized to let us know what the status is of the home sales. And when they're unable to sell a particular AMI, if they've gotten through all the residents, the way I read this bill is they then have an obligation to notify the department so it can exercise its opportunity. It's at that point that we would figure out the AMI category that's involved.
Thanks. I recognize it's the developer who's basically managing all of this. I'm just curious about and I'm so part of all this. I'm just curious because one of the interaction between the developer making these decisions as far as shifting gears because they don't have a buyer within that time frame. Is the county participate in that? They're just notified?
Thank you for the question, Member Cook. There is an enormous amount of back and forth communication between department staff and the developer during the sales period.
That answers my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Member Rollins-Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair. Aloha, Director Mitchell.
Aloha, Member Rollins-Fernandez.
So, happy Wednesday. Okay, I understand the bill. And I understand that the developer would then report to the department. Would you be opposed to adding a requirement for the department to then submit a final report to the council so that we can have it as like a county communication for public record?
Absolutely, I would absolutely not be opposed to more public disclosure. Um, Though I probably have a little hint of hesitation in my voice because we do have something on the order of 20+ different reports we have to do, and they seem to increase every time there's another major piece of legislation that comes through. So I'm cautious because there's just a lot of reporting that we do, so in this instance, though, I think it's really important that the public is aware when the county's exercising that right to purchase back the properties.
I think we would have to approve that though, right? If the county is gonna be purchasing any of the properties. So that part would be public. But I mean so it like reorders the selection process and then it like clarifies the acquisition part of it if the county is the buyer. I'm talking about for like the workforce housing units. So if there's like 100 workforce housing units, regardless of like how it's sold or, if the county is the buyer or whatever AMI or residents or non-residents, that be reported to the council for public record, like all 100 units. And the reason I'm asking this is because of questions that you received within the first year of you being our housing director about tracking, and your response was that you just got there, and doing that tracking is going to take a lot of work. And so while I'd love for you to be there forever, we know that you're not going to be the director forever, and forever who's for anyone that's going to be succeeding you, then to me it creates like a easier like documentation record to find, I guess, for the next department.
Thank you for the statement. I don't think that was a question, but I agree the Department of Housing needs to continuously improve in a variety of areas, one of which is providing resources to track what we're doing with housing. So we've already had a soft launch of our housing tracking website. So if you go to the Department of Housing's website now, you will see a list of ongoing projects. That is the first of several initiatives where we're trying to create databases to track housing. Another would include tracking how credits are transferred, and yet another would include tracking the residential workforce housing agreements and purchases under those agreements by the county. So there's going to be this continual expansion of that site to provide Member Rollins-Fernandez an easy resource of a database, because I'm acutely aware that both the department and the community of developers alike are struggling to figure out where that data is. And then when we get asked, as I was within my first few months, to provide enormous amounts of data, the effort to find it was incredible. So we'll get there eventually in creating the databases so that is sort of a legacy reservoir of information that will make it easier for successors.
Mahalo, Director. Chair, I did hear the timer. I just have a follow-up on that, and that's, so.
Go ahead.
This reservoir of information, documentation, is not required, right? It's,
Correct.
Discretionary, your discretion.
Correct.
And I love the confidence that you have in this being a legacy that's continued. And I don't know if I have to share that same confidence. And I kind of would like to require that instead of hoping the next director would pick up wherever you leave off. And so perhaps it's not this bill, perhaps it's, another bill or something, but I'd like to require that. Would you be opposed to that? And would you work with me on something that would require it?
Thank you for the question, Member Rollins Finance. I heard 3 questions there. I'm going to choose to answer one of them. And the one I'm going to answer is, I'd love to work with you on that.
Sounds good. Mahalo, Director. Mahalo, Chair.
I guess for my future understanding, are you wanting to track the changes that happen in the AMI categories when they maybe have difficulty selling and then they have to change? And then we would get a county communication?
I think mahalo for the question, Chair. Part of the discussion that we've had, especially since you and Member Cook joined the council, is, who is this workforce housing going to? Is it going to the people that we intended to go to? And we don't even know that. We can't even answer that question. We have some, what is it called? Allegorical examples. But we don't really, we don't have the data. And I think with this reservoir of documentation that the database that Director Mitchell is creating, we'll have some of that, definitive hard data to answer this question. And I'm hoping that this also tracks when the deed restrictions for affordability ends. And then what happens to these housing?
Okay.
Do they remain in local hands, resident hands, or are these subsidies then cashed in for whoever won that lottery to get this workforce housing?
Okay.
And then cash in on all the government subsidy, and then then it gets flipped and out of affordability, out of our affordable housing inventory or our workforce housing inventory. So we don't track that. So I want us to track that, and I want it to be required so that it's for sure done and not just because we have a good director.
Okay, understandable. It's a very big question, and I think a huge discussion, of which, maybe a different bill, but I do appreciate that. Thank you. Do we have any other questions on what Bill 14 is about? Great, seeing none then, double checking no hands, I will entertain a motion to recommend passage on first reading of Bill 14, 2026, incorporating any non-substantive revisions. Thank you. I have a motion by Member Cook, second by Member Paulton. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye. Aye.
Aye.
James, will you please?
Chair, there's 6 ayes, 3 excused. The excused are council members Batangan, Cook. Oh, no, not Cook. Sorry, excused is Councilman Batangan, Johnson, and Sugimura.
Confuse it too, Hollywood. My bad. Anyways, well, that is it. Members, thank you so much for spending these last 22 minutes with us. This concludes the HLU meeting. Thank you. It is 9:22 and this meeting is adjourned.
Good job.
Bye, you guys.